All right, time is up. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and move on back over to the presentation. So let me just kind of get a couple things resituated. Let me just go ahead and place myself in the corner here. Okay. So now back over to the presentation. So now that we have done the model reveal, it's now time to go in and discuss the creation process that I have had with Ezra. So let's go ahead and just dive right on in. So here is kind of the background that I've had with Ezra since Ezra's early conception. So the concept, Ezra originally was actually going to be a cyberpunk femboy. For me, I've always wanted my VTuber to be a femboy, but I was always so scared to embrace the side of me out of fear of bullying or just, again, some prejudices. But I really wanted Ezra to be an authentic version of myself. I wanted Ezra to be someone people can actually turn to for inspiration about how they want to express themselves. Someone to help them like an angel does. So with that was kind of the basic idea and concept that I came up with when designing Ezra. Ezra then slowly turned into a fallen angel. And most of this inspiration actually came from a couple of sources. One great source was, again, one of my best friends since high school. And again, if you've seen the short I released yesterday, you'll know who I'm talking about. But he created an original character who was an angel. And he wrote an entire story about angels and Nephilims. And again, he related all of his friends, to be a part of that story. My character was actually a Nephilim, but I decided to kind of take that little inspiration to incorporate his character story into my own VTuber story. So that was kind of at least the basic idea when it comes to this. But when Millie was actually the first one out of the two of us to really get her VTuber off the ground and get it rolling, so to speak. And she asked if I wanted to do one, and at first I was very hesitant because I was always a flesh tuber. I always wanted to be out in person, rather kind of show my face kind of thing, but I was always scared to actually quote unquote show the real me. And for me, I knew that if I was going to do a VTuber, it would be kind of a more feminine model because that's how I've always wanted to portray myself. And so this is where I finally settled on a femboy because just when it comes to personal stuff, I know that I consider myself in real life a little bit more on the femboy side of the spectrum as well. Because I always have enjoyed more effeminate things such as painting nails. I enjoy makeup, doing hair, that kind of stuff. And so, and again, always had more interest in female fashion and that kind of stuff. But so this is where having Ezra gives me that outlet to really kind of show the world on kind of what I would love to be. And I'm just hoping that my story, my experience can help inspire those others who feel like they're stuck, feel like they can't express who they really are. And I'm just hoping that by me expressing myself, more people will be more than happy to express themselves. So after kind of decided on the femboy aesthetic, the angel aesthetic, I kind of told your story with that. But what was the final nail in the coffin is when I was trying to decide this, a Breaking Benjamin song came in called Angel Fall. I'm going to double check. I believe it's called Angel's Fall. Yep, it's Angel's Fall. So with that song coming in, I was just like, it would be kind of cool to make more of a fallen angel VTuber because I didn't see a ton of them. I've seen angels, I've seen demons, but never really a fallen angel. So that's where I finally came up with the idea for at least the concept, the basic concept. Then came the designing process. to where I began looking some stuff online, and one of the pictures that popped out to me is I loved these gradient wings. As you can see, that was part of the concept I wanted. I wanted these kind of gradient wings because in my mind's eye, a fallen angel isn't necessarily like purely evil or anything like that. It's just they had a fall from grace. It could almost be like a reality check to a degree. So their essence, their holiness, so to speak, was slowly graded out. So that's why I loved this gradient idea, but I wanted it inverse because I thought the black at the base would look good. That slowly trickles out to the white. Then I loved this hairstyle. I loved kind of the mullet kind of looking thing. And then I loved having white hair, just the white hair aesthetic. And that's also because I know that a certain someone has a thing for people with white hair. White hair and red hair, those are her two kind of, how should I say, the traits she admires the most. Then came into the poses, the eyes, and the outfit. So I found this pose and I really just kind of liked the pose itself with the hand on the hip and just kind of the attitude as well. The eyes, I loved this darker, like red blood, like almost quite bloodlusty eyes. I thought it was really cool. And then when it came to the outfit, I loved these boot heels. And and again, and this is true for me in real life, I love corsets. Corsets are like one of my favorite fashion things because they look so cool. They look so fashionable. They just look so like fantastical, which is why I love them in like fantasy settings. So I always wanted to be kind of a corset with like a cute little skirt. Yeah, it is very true. She really likes those kinds of things. Okay. And then getting into some of the more like subtle ambiance kind of things, the smaller stuff. I got into the necklace because I came up with this kind of concept and idea that the angel essence that you actually get to use to redeem comes from the necklace. Because within the lore, just kind of a sneak peek into it, the lore that I've established with Ezra is that the necklace is his angel essence. It is the essence in which I'm able to connect to the spiritual or more holier powers. It allows me to do crazy feats, such as, again, summon my wings to fly. It's just more, it is kind of a conduit to all my angelic powers. So as long as I have this necklace, it allows me to use my powers. That was kind of the idea going into it. It was kind of like a reverse Inuyasha kind of deal. Inuyasha has a cursed necklace, I have a gifted necklace. Then the overall attitude, of course, I just wanted to kind of be more mischievous, kind of sweet, kind of kind. So I thought this was kind of like a cute way to do it. Just, again, always aiming for cute. And then the inspiration for a lot of the aesthetic I was looking for is this user. They are a cross-dresser. And I've always loved their outfit designs and everything they do. Let me see if I can actually quickly find their name real quick. Because they post fairly regularly on like Instagram and stuff like that. So I'm going to see if I can quickly find this individual. Oh, that's right. Okay, her name is Amy Baby. So her name is Amy. Yep, I'm going to be talking a ton today. So I got a bottle of water at my side to make sure I'm good to go. And again, that break is going to really come in hand. So yeah, this is Amy. And again, they've been kind of an inspiration to me as a more feminine, as a femboy. So after I kind of got the concept all put together, I reached out to Adventure Noises. Adventure Noises is they're an unstoppable team with nearly a decade of art, writing, and production experience. They have been developing worlds of adventure and supporting fellow creators to do the same. So actually, if we go to their website, you can actually see some of the work that they've done. So let me go ahead and do that. Because yes, they are getting plugged because they are a huge part of this journey. We're talking they're an animation studio. They have made so many different reference sheets for VTubers. They've just been amazing in all these things. Here's some examples of some of the character art they've done. And again, if you look right here, you can actually see Melly. They've just done a lot of character art, character concepts, animations. They've been a great one-stop shop, and they've been the place where me and Melly go to for all of our stuff. And again, you go over to VTuber Assets, you see Melly again here, and then you finally find me. Find me on their website. But they do music, they do the transitions, they do so many different things. They have been so amazing to work with. I know they've been busy with some of their bigger projects lately, but the fact they have been able to get some bigger projects just speaks volumes of their yeah, it's Millie. It just speaks volumes of their services and their skills. So after I reached out to them, we began going into the concept and coming up with Ezra's design. So I sent them all those references, and they then got back to me with these sketches of Ezra. And each one of them I liked and enjoyed to one degree or another. I'm going to go from right to left, because I think we all know which one I kind of ended. Actually, you really can't see which one I ended on because of the chat. Okay. So this far one on the right, where I'm actually kind of blocking. So let me, all right, Melly, sorry, I'm going to drop the wings for a little bit so people can see, is, again, this first design. Again, it's got the necklace, it's got the open V-neck, it's got the corset, the skirt, the thigh highs, the boots, just top notch, everything. I wasn't the biggest fan of like the poofy sleeves, but it was an interesting concept because I do like these gloves that are consistent throughout. This one I kind of like the more simplistic design and would hide something that guys generally don't have a lot of to start off with. But so it could help create the illusion that, because again, I told him I want to look like that. I stuff because I technically do. So yeah, it looks like the stream has fallen behind by a few minutes, but that's fine. So then we go into this concept where it is very simple, very plain. It looks good, but it's just not my favorite. And then we go to the first design, which is the design we ended up going with, this design over here, which again, chat is currently blocking. So I'm just going to quickly drop it so you guys can see it better. So that was the design we actually went with. So once we settled on the design, it was time for them to start doing line art and coloring. So these were all the different color concepts that we were toying with. Because again, I do like the color purple. I do like purple and red. Those were like my two favorite colors. So we were going back and forth, and like they were showing me different gradients, going like, okay, here's some purple, here's some red, and then landed on this color. And I just loved this color. So then began toying with, okay, then what color do we make the gloves? Do we keep them consistent? Because I like how this one was red and this one was purple, to kind of go back and forth, mix up the colors. But I'm so glad that we actually settled on keeping the colors consistent. So this was kind of the end result for my reference sheet, is this was what we landed on. And I just love this color scheme. I love the wings. I love the hair. I even love the subtle like lip gloss. And then of course the expressions I love. It's kind of goes between some of my two moods, to like happy, laughing, having a good time, to I will kill you in your sleep. Or not killing you in your sleep, I will kill you if you hurt anyone, if you hurt Melly. Which was the vibe I was going for. And then actually just recently I commissioned them to give me a more masculine version, because I like having the options of going back between feminine and masculine. Although I need to commission my VTuber mama to get me a masculine version of this and then get it rigged as well, so that way that can be a toggle as well. But then this was the masculine version, which you have seen in some of the art with me and Melly, where it's still kind of, because again, in real life, if you see me, I've worn vests to more events than anything. And I do like kind of the side sash. It kind of gives it that fantasy vibe with it as well. And then you have black jeans and black boots. Pretty simple. Okay, gonna turn chat back on. And then again, I reached out again, Adventure Noises again, wanted to get a banner for Twitter, for Twitch, for again, just to again have the banner up the top to show Ezra. And I really wanted to showcase the wings. Thanks for the head pat, baby. And so that's why I really wanted my banner to really showcase is these beautiful, elegant wings that they were able to put together. And again, they just went above and beyond with it. I loved it so much that I began kind of messing with it in After Effects. And I have it as the stream ending screen. I added some like visual effects to it so that there's some motion to it. Which actually, if I go over to the stream ending, the stream is not ending. I'm just showing you this. It just plays that on repeat, just plays it on loop. And I'm very happy with the way it turned out. So after I got that done, then it was time to come up with branding. And I originally went to school for art. I took a graphic design course. I thought, you know what, maybe I could come up with my own logo, save myself a few bucks. And these were some of the concepts I was toying with. And one of them you should recognize, this one front and center, because this is the logo that we use for the Angel Essence for the channel redeems. So the more Angel Essence you gather, the more redeems you get. And so I came up with this logo. I was like, okay, that's kind of cool, but it's a little simplistic. I need something, maybe have my name, because again, I need to have my name a part of it, because people are just going to see this and go, who dat? What's that? So name branding is a part of it. So I came up with this. I was messing with like these stars, these, because again, even if you look at my halo, it has these kind of diamond shapes to it. And so I kind of wanted to trickle that throughout my logo. But finally I decided, you know what, I'm going to get someone who specializes in logos. And they came up with this lovely masterpiece. So Mogo Slab did an amazing job, and I love the logo, and I've been using it. As you can tell, I've even edited it in After Effects to have it be my transition, my my transition in everything from slide to slide, where I try to make this swing back and forth, because the necklace is very much an important part of Ezra, because it's the Angel Essence, because Angel Essence is everything. So that's how we came up with the logo design. Then it was time to finally get started on getting the model. So with joining Discord, there's a lot of different servers that specialize in artists go in and they promote themselves when they are looking for work. And again, for me, I was looking for a modeler. So I made a post in there. I believe the group is called Live 2D Studios, where all these artists can then send you requests and try to, and basically bid. They can bid for your character, because I showed them my reference sheet, kind of told them what I was aiming for. And the one that stood out the most to me for just their general art design, for their, and for their price range, I thought was very fair, was Zen, or Zenosuke. Zenosuke, if you're in here, again, huge shout out to you and your wonderful work. If not, I hope you're able to see this in the post stream, after the stream. But you helped create Ezra. You are very much the foundation of this design. And the design, I can't express enough that it's amazing. I love this VTuber avatar. Everything that's been a part of it has gone beyond my expectations. I love it so very much. So Zen, thank you so very much for doing this. And again, I know it's a paid commission, but I'm still very grateful for your help to bring Ezra to life, to help bring Ezra to this, bring him to Twitch. So, and then after, of course, you get your model, you need to get it rigged, which is where, again, technically within the VTuber sphere, Ezra's dad was Vichy. Now, Vichy, this was kind of a more interesting story. Originally, me and Melly were going with a different rigger who was doing it for a heavy discounted price because this was their first time they would be rigging. And it just again, timetables, they were taking a very long time, which again worked great for us in the beginning because again, it gave us time to save up money for other stuff so we could keep working towards our debut, working towards a bigger goal, or again allowed us to save up money so we could actually then relocate out to Texas as well while still pursuing our VTuber dream, VTuber goals. But in a turn of events, Melly won a contest where she got a $100 VGen code. And she did this to me for a gift. She contacted Vichy to do originally a bust up rigging, and Vichy went through and actually gave me a partial full body rigging, and it's just turned out fantastic. And again, the movement is good. Again, Vichy has been so amazing to work with as a rigger. She gives you a test rig so that way you can kind of have one to test with, learn how VTube studios work. She gives you entire documents. She gives you a video to watch to help you set up the entire process. And that was so detrimental in rigging Ezra. And it allowed me to learn a lot more about VTube studios and gave me really the true opportunity to learn VTube studios, get Ezra rigged to kind of my specifications, and just, again, Vichy, you did an amazing job. Once you understand how it basically works, she will give you the final file where, again, it has the rest of the facial expressions, the rest of the movement, and then that way you can finish rigging that part up yourself. So again, Vichy, again, hats off to you. You've done so amazing in rigging Ezra, because again, the movements, I love all the movements. They are just so fantastic. The facial expressions, the toggles, all of it's done. So thank you so very much, VC, for again rigging Ezra. Ezra now has life. So now, going to get a drink of water as we dive into the lore, the great and glorious lore. So, it is now story time, story mode. So now, celestial beings, they came from the very essence of the universe. These beings were therefore given a charge to fulfill their divine purpose. Throughout the ages on every planet in creation, the Celestials all played a significant role, from starting the human race, organizing all matter, to aiding and protecting those chosen by the Celestial Courts. Each one of these tasks were designed to help the universe in one way or another. So now, the Celestial Courts, they are broken up into houses. The houses help divide responsibility of the universe itself. The most prominent houses are the Great Houses, House Andromeda and Solinar. These were the houses that were in charge of creation itself, and thus they have been given the highest status in the courts. Now, the three great houses are House Andromeda, House Garnet, and House Solinar. Now, these houses' responsibilities is Andromeda was chief in creation. They helped create matter. They helped organize matter. They allowed matter to coalesce and make planets. But they are also in charge of destruction, because without destruction, you can't have the parts for creation. Whether that be the destruction of an asteroid, or an asteroid hurtling towards a planet body, so that way that rock, that essence, can be added to the mass of the planet, of the Earth. They are also in charge of creating life to really fill out the universe in all of its sphere. Then House Solinar has been more built in guidance. So whenever in life you're lost or confused, just like don't know whether to take the job, to make the move, House Solinar's agents, House Solinar, will help prepare the way. They will guide you into it. But also, if you are making a bad call, a bad decision, they will rain down karma with a vengeance to kind of push you back onto the path that you need to be on to fulfill your destiny. And then there's House Garnet, my house, who is chief in aid and wrath. We aid those who are lost, who feel alone, who emotionally are struggling and are in just turmoil. We are those angels that go without notice. We go in to help aid, to usher people away from disasters. With the aid of all the houses, we do everything we can to help those in need, to guide all of creation into where it needs to go. But just because we do aid does not mean we aren't wrathful. Should there be any type of abominations, we bring out swift justice to them with the help of all the other houses. So now getting into the house politics. Each house is then divided into legions, and each legion then does the work of the house. The legionaries are the normal average angels that can perform miracles and keep the overall society running. The house lords run districts. The house lords and the legionaries all share the family name, because their entire thing is they're supposed to be working together. The house lords are supposed to oh my gosh, I'm trying to think of the word. Anyway, they volley for the voice of the legion. They go into the courts to try to convince them to, in one way, shape, or form, whether it's, okay, we need to go into this area to provide aid, or we need to pull out of this area because because we're going to lose too many angels in that area. We do not have the right amount of supplies. It goes, and again, that's some of the nitty gritty of it. Now we're getting into my involvement. As a member of House Garnet and captain of the 9th Legion, Ezra's main job is to provide aid and shelter to those who are alone and lost. Now, I go above and beyond by also providing comfort to those who are lost and alone. Now, during my youth, when Earth was still young, me and my best friend Umber would frequently fight alongside House Andromeda to push back the dark forces. Now, these dark forces are just ways of corrupting society, whether that be through a lot of nefarious means or just pushing something that goes against the very nature of our souls. But we go through and try to help all those that we can. Now, I was a rambunctious individual, which is what led me to my fall. Now, during an evacuation, I caught wind of the dark forces intel that they are shipping slaves to be sold. So I did everything I can to thwart it. It is not in my job description to thwart such an attempt, which I thought was wrong. So when I came to the site where they were to be shipped, I discovered crates full of children of all different races. This is where the wrath side comes in, because selling such innocent souls is one of the greatest abominations in the world. So I took it upon myself to smite, to take down all of those involved. And apparently, there were agents in House Solinar who were to be part of the slave trade. And due to my reckless nature, the house had no choice but to exile me. So that's how I fell from grace, is because I went above the call of duty and took matters into my own hands, which I do not regret, because if it weren't for me, so many more people would have been lost. Hey guys, thank you so much for tuning in. For more content, you can watch my other YouTube videos, join my Patreon, or you can watch me live on Twitch. See you guys next time. Bye!